Someone in the group mentions drinks at a nearby tavern, and in a slow, unorganized shuffle, the amorphous group of guards drifts out the training hall. I didn't plan to stay in the training yard after evening drills were finished, but there's something about the quiet after everyone leaves that just lets me breathe. My arm stings as I move, where a shallow cut streaks across my bicep, an unwelcome addition to the myriad of scars I've already collected during basic training. My pride hurts more than the wound, though, so I stay, working through my footwork, a steady rhythm of steps and strikes, letting my muscle memory drown out everything else around me, until an unfamiliar voice cuts through the quiet. "You fought well today." I twist out of the form I was set in. A boy my age stands at the edge of the room, tall, with a more bookish figure than any of the guards I've ever trained with. His dark bronze skin shimmers faintly with silvery blue scale-like patterns along his arms. Long, dark braids with strands of silver through them cascade over his shoulders. He's dressed like one of the castle's many servants in a simple dark tunic and breeches, but his eyes stand out, storm gray with a sharp and curious look that's currently fixed on me like I'm some sort of puzzle to solve. He wasn't quite smiling, but there was something close to amusement flickering through his expression as he studied me. "Thanks," I say, tilting my head. "If he's going to stand there and ogle at me like that, I'm going to take my time too." "Were you watching?" From the castle. "Must be nice." I raise an eyebrow. Most servants didn't have the kind of luxury to spend time staring out windows. I try to place him. He didn't have the crisp, efficient posture of a steward or the hurried air of a page. "Are you with the staff inside?" He laughs, sudden and bright, like even he didn't expect it. "Something like that." "Well?" I challenge, stepping closer to the wall where the practice weapons had been placed. "Are you planning to stand there all night, or are you going to join me?" He moves forward with excitement, and I lean down, grab another practice sword from the rack, and toss it to him. He tries to catch it, but his fingers scramble around the hilt like a newborn deer trying to walk. I rest the flat of my sword against my shoulder. "Have you ever held one of these before?" His cheeks flush pink, a hue that contrasts the silvery blue everywhere else. All the... Not, no. I smile as I adjust my weight, dropping into a loose defensive stance. "I'll make sure you live." His jaw tenses as he tries to mirror my stance, but he's too stiff. Without warning, he lunges. I easily sidestep and turn to circle him. "Well, stop trying to be pretty and just hit me," I tease, spinning my sword in a lazy arc with my wrist. "You're thinking too much." His jaw tightens, a flicker of determination flashing in his eyes before he strikes again. Each of his swings are too telegraphed. I'm able to dodge them easily, but I don't want to hit him back just yet. It's kind of endearing how serious he looks, but it's better when he bites his lower lip when he's focused before trying to hit me again. Even as he swings wildly, there is an energy to him that isn't frustrated. He's having fun. I let him have a chance. I parry, letting the wooden blades scrape together, and his expression shifts again to something closer to joy. "You're tense," I call out, moving just out of reach as his sword slices through the air. Then I lean into him and drop my voice just enough to play with him. "Am I making you nervous?" He looks at me like I've stolen all the thoughts from his head. His cheeks flush an even darker pink, and his next swing is so clumsy that it barely even reaches me. You can't cheat," he sputtered before stumbling forward again. "I never said I fight fair," I say, and there's a thrill in my voice that I can't quite hide. "You're a knight. Don't you have any honor?" I smile before tapping his blade out of my way, pushing his center of balance to the side. "I only hold that up for the crown, not for stalkers who stare at guards from the castle." He swings again. "I wasn't stalking." I twist away from another blow as he overextends, and I see my chance. I step in and catch his blade with mine, pushing it and him aside. With a quick sweep of my leg, I catch his ankles, and he crashes to the ground with a startled yelp. The courtyard is silent for half a heartbeat as I walk closer to him, and he sucks in a deep breath before coughing. Laughter bursts out of me as he slowly moves, holding his side. "Looks like I win." I lean closer. "Unless you like being on your back." He stares at me wide-eyed until he chokes on the little air he'd been able to recover. "What?" I grin, reaching out a hand. He hesitates for a moment, but then he takes it. His hand is soft, but my grip is stronger, and I pull him to his feet. We're close enough now that I notice that he smells like a light perfumed soap in the air just after it rains. I can't imagine I smell anything good after running drills all day, but he doesn't step back in disgust. Not bad for a beginner, I say, trying to keep my voice light. Will I see you again? The question slips out of him, raw and eager. Something in my chest tightens. I step back, forcing myself to shake off the strange warmth that settled over me. Are you planning on getting your ass kicked again? He chuckles, a softer sound now. Maybe. I wouldn't make it a habit, I say, turning away. You're gonna get hurt if I fight you for real one day. That was you going easy on me? I said I was gonna let you live. I pick up his sword and turn towards their storage box in the corner of the room. What's your name? His voice stops me before I start walking. Talia. Lumen, he says, but then immediately winces like he didn't mean to say his own name. He smiles ruefully at me, waiting for my reaction. A sharp chill claws up my spine. I whip around and really stare at him this time. Oh gods. My voice is barely a whisper. Panic claws at my throat as my breath seizes in my chest. Lumen. Like the crown prince, Lumen. There was no way I had just thrown him on his royal ass. The wooden sword slipped from my grip, hitting the ground with thuds, but I barely hear it over the pounding in my ears. My vision blurs at the edges, and I take a stumbling step back, and then another. And then I'm moving. I charge towards him with my fist clenched, every ounce of fear rapidly twisting into white-hot rage. For a second, his eyes went wide, and he stumbles back, almost tripping over his own feet. You let me spar with you? My voice shakes a half-hysterical lilt that I can't hide. You let me knock you down? I threw the crown prince to the ground. I choke out, the horror of the implications twisting in my gut. Do you have any idea what they do to traitors like me? His expression softens, like somehow that'll fix the panic threatening to crack my sanity in half. I don't think you're... Oh, you don't think! The laugh that tears out of me is sharp, wild, and too close to a sob. Talia, I don't. My voice comes out in a low whisper, shaking with my barely contained panic. Don't you dare say my name. I don't need you memorizing it before you have me dragged off to be hanged. Hanged? I'll be lucky if they execute me. Maybe they'll just throw me in the dungeons forever. Oh, gods. I beat up the prince. I gasp, pacing in front of him with no clear direction. I threw the prince to the ground and... Oh, gods. I flirted with you. My hands cover my face like I can hide from the truth. And it was very flattering, he tries. And you flirted back. I spin around, fury lacing through my fear. What kind of a prince does that? My heart races faster. I should have known. You stood there like you'd never held a sword in your life, and you haven't. You've got an entire army to do that for you. And the clothes. Oh, the clothes. I gesture wildly at his outfit, trying to make sense of it. You were sneaking out to play peasant for a day. He opens his mouth. I was not. You were. I snap, voice cracking, and I can't stop moving. He goes quiet. Any words of a retort die on his lips. Do you have any idea what I've done to get here? You've ruined everything. He looks so lost, even hurt as I snap at him. I wanted to meet you. This is it. I'm going to be dragged out of here in chains. Maybe I should just leave now, I say as I start to surge forward. I feel his fingers wrap around my wrist, warm and steady, and I pull away. Don't touch me! He puts his hands up defensively before talking again, like he was speaking to a wild animal. I saw you fighting, he continued. I saw you from the observatory, and I wanted to know who you were. I didn't mean... I hate how much I want to believe him, but I couldn't risk anything. My laugh was bitter and sharp. Right. The prince wants to know me before he fucking kills me. How generous. Talia, please. Don't ever come near me again. I managed, and my voice cracked. Talia. No. I stepped back, forcing my hands to stop trembling. Stay away from me. His expression crumbles. The faint, hopeful smile he's been trying to keep falls apart entirely before I bolt from the hall. My boots pound against the trail back to the barracks. But something makes me look back. probably dread. I glance over my shoulder just once, and he's standing there in the empty training hall. His gray eyes are watching me like I'm something precious slipping away, with a face locked directly between longing and sorrow. The image is burned into my mind, and I see it so clearly, even as I run away.